Hello, welcome to Glass Half Empty Reviews. I'm the pessimist, and I recently saw the new Christopher Nolan film Dunkirk. It sucked. I bet you aren't surprised I said that. I know I'm not. This year seems to be one big disappointment after the other. At least they've been consistent, I guess. Anyways, it's time to start the review. The setting for our film is the evacuation of British troops at Dunkirk during World War II. That's pretty much it. The big problem off the bat is our main characters. We don't have any. I mean, we do follow some random people involved in the evacuation, but we know next to nothing about any of them, other than they are either part of the army or helping in some capacity. By not setting up any of their characters, it makes it rather hard to get invested in their experiences. Hell, I kept losing track of who I think was supposed to be our main character in the film, because he looks like everyone else. It doesn't help that he barely said one word and we never even learned his name. It's less of a story and more of a series of events. Here's some excuses I'm sure someone has thought of to defend Nolan's decision here. The movie is more about the experience of what it would have been like during the evacuation than about a specific character. He's just a vessel to see all this horror through. Here are my counter-arguments. Characters are and should be more than just a vantage point for a story. They are the heart of it. What if Star Wars focused more on the events than on character? See, the problem is if you give us an empty vessel to follow around for an hour and a half, there's no tension in any of the scenes involving him, because I have no idea who the hell this guy is and why I should root for him. I don't care if he makes it home or not. He's just another nameless schmuck to me. The action is filmed and edited well, but much like Blade Runner, it's only one aspect of the movie. Also, if it's really more about the event than about the characters, then why not just make it a documentary? I'm sure hearing from people who experienced it and people who are well educated on the matter would be able to create a pretty vivid picture of what it would have been like. Look, I understand what Nolan was trying to go for. It was supposed to be a different kind of movie. You can tell from all the stylistic choices he made, but it just doesn't work in telling a compelling story. And if that's not what he wanted to do, then why make a movie? But whatever. We also for some reason have each story happening at a different time, because the movie wasn't confusing enough already. This isn't Memento, Nolan. We already had enough things happening at once. Now I have to try to piece together all the events in the right order to understand what's going on? Just thinking about it gives me a headache. Speaking of headaches, it doesn't help a confusing narrative structure? Excessively loud noises. Look, I get it. It's probably more realistic to have all the gunfire and bombs this loud, but goddamn did it get irritating after a while. And I watched it at a 2D theater. I can't bear to imagine this film at the IMAX. Sometimes you can sacrifice realism for practicality, at least for the sake of your audience's hearing. Another big problem with the film is that it lacks a variety of situations. The movie can be broken down into three main sequences: people swimming to or from a boat, planes shooting at other planes, and bombs being dropped by planes onto people. The film pretty much just cycles from one sequence to the other, and because it's set in the same area, everything looks the same, so it all just blurs together. Not only is it a sensory overload, but it also cuts what little tension they had with this constant catch and release. They board a boat. The boat gets bombed. They leave the boat and find another one. That one gets sunken. They leave and find another one. After a while, it just gets boring to watch the same event happening over and over again. This can easily be fixed by narrowing down the perspectives of the film, so that some events we would only see once or twice. Also, what is Nolan's obsession with shoving some kind of mask in Tom Hardy's face? Was he so unhappy with his performance in Inception that he decided anytime he worked with him again he'd make him incomprehensible? Off topic, I know, but I find this very odd. Don't think I'm all negative criticism though. I've compacted a small list that I believe would have made the film, not suck. Here are a couple ways I would fix it. 1. Have a main character who talks and has a backstory, so we can care about his plight. 2. Narrow down the perspective to just two people. It provides better focus for the audience. 3. More dialogue in general, so we can get a better understanding of what's going on at what time. 4. Get rid of the whole different perspectives at different times gimmick, and just follow both characters at the same time to avoid confusion and better focus the story. 5. Don't make everything so damn loud. Keep it mostly for the incoming of enemy ships and the bombings itself. I think I'm done. Overall, I feel this movie was a misfire from a mostly competent director. He took some big creative risks in order to depict the realism of war that just doesn't work in a movie setting. I'd give it a 5 out of 10. I really need to think of an outro already. This is the part of the video where I beg for subscribers. Alright, bye.